get diagnosed with testicular cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 5,000 diagnosed with this disease will die from it, says cancerstats.org. 180 riders enter the Tour de France each year, but only one will walk away with the yellow jersey. Throughout the Tour de France history, about 16,980 riders have tried for this title, but only one out of those 16,980 riders can say they have won the Tour de France 7 times and have defeated cancer. That one person is Lance Armstrong. Now, Lance Armstrong's career before his diagnosis was still impressive. He had received his first contract with the team Motorola at the age of 20 after he had won the title of U.S. Top Amateur Biker and many other races. Clearly, Lance was destined for stardom. Unfortunately, this breakout career had come to a halt on October 2nd, 1996. Lance had been experiencing a lot of pain while biking, and at the young age of 25, he had been diagnosed with testicular cancer. His contract with his now team, Cofidis, got pulled immediately. Even worse, this disease spread and Lance soon had cancer in his lungs and brain as well. Besides the original diagnosis, Lance was most scared when the doctors had told him he had less than a 40% chance of surviving this disease. He had to endure 4 rounds of chemotherapy, and some of the treatments had made him sicker than a dog. Also, he had to take forms of steroids and medications to regain all the muscle he had lost. Fortunately, Lance Armstrong is a fighter, and he rid his body of cancer in 1998, just 2 years later. What makes this story so incredible is what Lance did once he was in remission. After going almost 2 years without training, and not to mention having cancer, most bikers would have just given up and looked for another way to spend their lives while they're still young. Lance, however, got almost right back on the bike as if nothing had happened. He was quickly signed with the U.S. Postal Service team, and on only his first year, he had already won the Tour de Luxembourg, the Rhineland-Pfalz-Rundfahrt in Germany, and the Cascade Classic in Oregon. The next year, he decided to enter the Tour de France. Now, the Tour de France isn't just any bike tour. This race consists of about 3,600 kilometers, 20 stages, and an average speed of about 40 kilometers an hour. To the shock of many, he won the race. He then enters the next year and wins again. The same goes for 2001. In fact, from 1999 to 2005, no one could touch Lance Armstrong in this race. After winning those 7 titles, Lance had announced his retirement from the sport. This didn't mean that he was out of the biking news. Since what he did was so miraculous, many people didn't think he did it on his own. He was alleged to use a form of blood doping to give his body the extra boost when the tour started wearing people down. Even his teammates, George Hincapie and Tyler Hamilton, testified against him, saying they saw him use it. Armstrong admitted to be taking EPO, a form of blood doping, during chemotherapy, but he had always said once he rid his body of cancer, he rid his body of EPO. Since his blood tests came back negative and there was no real evidence to prove him wrong, the charges were dropped and Lance had kept his championships. Lance also used his retirement to help other people. He funded Live Strong, which many people recognize by the yellow bracelets. Live Strong is an organization designed to improve the lives of people affected by cancer. They also raise over $29 million each year for cancer education, programs, and financial help in the fight to stop cancer from taking as many lives. Lance's story is one that will be told for years to come. He has taught us all that no matter what the circumstances or what life throws at you, you can always persevere and beat it. Currently, Lance is still running half Ironmans and marathons and participates in many bike races as fundraisers to help his foundation help other people. He has proven that we can all do anything, and one person's determination can make a huge difference.